If you think postpartum depression is just crying a lot, you are wildly undereducated, but I'm here to fix that. Mental health is a huge part of postpartum care, and if your provider isn't talking about it, they should be. If you're new here, my name is Jamie. I'm a midwife. I've been attending births for over a decade. Hormones crash hard after birth, and sleep deprivation is physiological warfare, but there's a difference between normal adjustment period and mood disorders. Today I'm going to cover 5 postpartum mood disorders and what to look out for. First, we're going to start with the most common, and that's baby blues. This typically affects women around 3 to 5 days postpartum as their milk begins to come in and can last up to 2 weeks. What this looks like is dramatic mood swings, crying, and feeling overwhelmed. Baby blues are common, but they're not the same as postpartum depression. Moving on to postpartum depression, it doesn't necessarily always look like crying. In fact, women who are experiencing this often feel completely numb. Symptoms of postpartum depression include rage, feeling disconnected from the baby, guilt, in addition to feeling numb inside. Another red flag would be a loss of interest in things. Postpartum depression can show up at any time in the first year after giving birth, and many women are surprised to discover that after feeling fine after giving birth, it may creep in around 4 months or 6 months, or even as they're weaning the baby. Treatment for postpartum depression includes therapy, additional support, and sometimes medication. Moving on to an extremely common one that a lot of first-time moms experience, and that is postpartum anxiety. Unfortunately, this one often gets dismissed as being a good mom. Women who are experiencing postpartum anxiety often experience racing thoughts, what-ifs, constantly checking on baby, may be unable to sleep at night, or may express physical symptoms such as tightness in the chest, shortness of breath, and even nausea. Another postpartum mood disorder that can often go without being noticed is postpartum OCD. This can look like intrusive thoughts about harming the baby, fear of snapping, repetitive checking in on the baby, and fear of being alone with the baby. Intrusive thoughts do not equal harming the baby. In fact, most moms experiencing OCD are horrified by these thoughts. The last postpartum mood disorder we're going to cover today is very rare, but is an emergency, and that is postpartum psychosis. Signs of postpartum psychosis include delusion, hallucination, paranoia, severe confusion, and talking about things that are not real. This is not the baby blues, this is a psychiatric emergency. If you or someone you know are experiencing any of those signs or symptoms, go to an emergency room immediately. If your partner has given birth recently, or you're offering support to someone who has recently given birth, some of the signs and symptoms you can look for are signs of withdrawal, a personality change that seems extreme, talking about hopelessness, not sleeping for days, or saying scary or bizarre things. If something feels off, trust your gut. Often, we romanticize birth, but we don't prepare women for the physiological crash afterwards. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, you're not broken, you deserve support. If you've experienced any kind of postpartum mood disorder, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. If you're looking for additional resources on postpartum mood disorders, click the link below to find my guide.